viewers. Let's get them what they want. Bada boom bam bam. Starting the video with the right camera, of course. That would be better. It would be better. The quality would be better. USB video, and here we go. Pretty face on the internet. Here we can get started. Let's go and launch live on YouTube. YouTube. Choose the right account, and here we go live. Just wait a few seconds for it to start. Okay, welcome to you YouTube people. Welcome to the Clubhouse people. Today, this is your host Gabriel Juliet, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the best ways that you guys can grow your Instagram account. Because Instagram, let's face it, is one of the platforms that most people use. I don't know how many users the platform got, but it's a lot. Plus, there are tons of opportunities because it's bounded. It's Facebook owned the platforms, so it opens a lot of new opportunities for you guys, and I want to share with you the best opportunities that a lot of people are missing. So let's start the presentation I got for you guys right now. Hey, here's what big influencers don't want you to know about Instagram, about Insta, because there are a lot of growth hacks, growth things that you can do in order to grow your Instagram fast, extremely fast. But they don't really want it to show you. And if they show you a few things, those things will be working for a few seconds, weeks maybe, and you're not going to be able to sustain and to base your business activities on this. And I want to create and help you to know what are the evergreen, the strategies that you will be able to use until you decide to start posting on Instagram. Now, quick introduction for those who don't know me. My name is Gabriel Juliet. I'm the founder and CEO of Juliet Media and Productions. We make sure that you create dope videos and dope content. And after that, we promote your business and bring you and open the floodgates of customers. That's who I am. Now, let's go right into today's topic. Bang. What big influencers don't want you to know about Instagram. And I'm going to start today's presentation by first telling you guys that you should subscribe first, because, hey guys, we talk about the different subject on marketing every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do the Marketing Commandos episode on different subjects, marketing subjects. We talked about publishing content. We talked about how to create a sales funnel, how to generate leads, advertising. We talk about all those topics that you need to know in order to have the full machine working in your favor. So if you want to know the whole things, everything that you need to know about online marketing to make sure that you apply those things to your business and that you grow ultimately. If you want to know that, make sure that you come every day on YouTube at Gabriel Juliet or on Clubhouse at Marketing Commandos. Now, we can go into the first step of the presentation. Let's get after it. First section I want to talk to you guys about. You may be sabotaging your Instagram success and you don't even know it. There are a few things that you guys should know before going on Instagram and posting something else, because if you're not knowing those things, you're impacting your growth badly, and I don't want you to have that. And I've been posting on Instagram for years now, maybe 4 or 5 years, and I've always had that mentality of trying to grow my Instagram account because I wanted ultimately to bring all that traffic, all those eyeballs onto my businesses. And when I started, I created meme pages, like theme pages, where basically pages that we post content that's already working and don't really have a face. And my goal was to grow that page until it's big enough so I can promote my personal account. That was the goal. But I didn't know a few things that prevented me to grow that page. And ultimately, I gave up and changed ways, changed businesses, changed the way I wanted to do things. But that's, if only I knew the things I was going to share with you right now, I would have been able to take advantage of that opportunity. And I want you guys to take advantage of that. So I'm going to share those things with you right now. Hey, number one thing that you got to know is you have to stop being a consumer and start being a producer. Because, hey, let's face it, even if you're only posting on Instagram for your business, oftentimes you go check the feed for 15 minutes, then you snack back to reality and you're like, oh, shoot, I just wasted 30 minutes of my time, 2 hours. 3 hours looking at things that are not going to improve my life. So make sure that whenever you go on Instagram, it's solely for business purposes. You become a producer of Instagram and not a consumer. The only time you will consume is targeted to a specific kind of content that you will be able to use as data for your customers. Remember this. Number two thing that you need to know is you got to make research on what's working. The best way to win the battle is to first plan it ahead and make sure that everything that can happen actually gets handled and talked about before the battle so you can win it. The idea is that you guys should do your research before trying to post, because you can post a lot of things and trying to wing it, and maybe 1 in a billion chances you will find the thing that's working at the moment. But the thing is, there are things that are already working and that you can leverage right now. Because let's face it, social media is something that is really volatile. We will have things working for a few moments, for a few weeks, sometimes maybe days, and after that, it's not working anymore. So you really have to see what is working. And one of the best ways to do that is not by being a pioneer, because, hey, you spend all your energy and time actually discovering what's working. The best way to do is to follow those pioneers, the guys that are in your industry, that are trying different contents, different things, and you analyze, and I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process further along in this episode of Marketing Commandos on how you can do that to leverage and get more customers, more followers, to ultimately get more customers. But the thing is, you always have to make your research and see what those guys are doing, because they are the guys, the pioneers, and you simply have to model what they're working and what is doing, so you can make sure that you get your piece of the cake as well. And last thing I want to make sure that you guys know is you gotta focus on quantity before quality. And that's something I will never stress enough about. The fact that you guys want to publish the viral video, to make the piece of content that is going to change your life. And some people do things like that, but you know how they can actually achieve that results is because they already have data on what is working. Whenever you got the data and you know exactly, and that's a really advanced stage, so that's why I don't say that a lot. Maybe I'm doing a mistake saying it, but when you know exactly what is working, and I'm talking exactly, like you make a video, you know exactly for sure how many views it's going to do. When you're that advanced, then focusing on making a video work, because you know exactly the parameters that are going to make it work, is a smart idea. But that's a really advanced stage that not a lot of people reach. If you do, great, but 99% of your career is going to be spent on really analyzing and understanding those platforms and the changes that they will come. Because let's take YouTube for an example, because YouTube is one of the platforms I know the best. YouTube, you check out viral videos of like 9 years ago. If you do the same kind of videos nowadays, it won't work as well. So you got to make sure that you see what's current and what's working at the moment. But the only way you can do that is by doing quantity to get data. And when you get that data, you can adjust the kind of content that you will do. And ultimately, if you know really what it is, you put all your money into it. But that's really an advanced stage. Now, guys, I want to make sure that you know this. I'm going to build something huge. I shared that with the Clubhouse room earlier. I'm actually in the process of building something just for you guys, just for the people that listen or watch the Marketing Commandos show. I'm creating a resource that's complementary to the show that will change your business forever. I think nobody has done something similar to this, and it's going to be huge. And ultimately, it's going to impact the way you do business and you do marketing, especially forever. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to drop really soon. And by really soon, I mean, hey, in a few days, maybe. So stay connected, because I got something that's coming that you will love. Now, let's go to the next section of today's episode, which is going to be the questions and answers section. So if you guys have any questions, by the way, if you guys have personal questions like regarding to your business or anything like that, make sure that you go into the Clubhouse room, the Marketing Commandos Club, because in that room, actually, at the end of the show, take answers, or actually take questions to people and answer them live. So if you have any questions and you're on YouTube, go to the Clubhouse room right now, and at the end of the show, I will take some time to answer some questions. Let's go into the questions I gathered that are frequently asked about how to grow Instagram. Question number one I see a lot is, hey, what should I post to grow my Instagram now? Now, the now is really important. As you know me, I'm more into focusing on the strategy things that are working all the time. But if you're asking about something that's specifically working right now, maybe it's not going to work in a year or two, but right now the hot thing is, or at least are posting reels, short videos, because basically the concept was proven by TikTok, and then all the platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, pretty much all the platforms copied, YouTube as well, copied that same thing. And it's a new advertising outlet for them. So what they're doing right now is encouraging people to post on that, so there is enough content to help advertisers to post on those outlets. So right now what's working at the moment, because they're in that phase of getting as many people and eyeballs on that thing, that's a way they're promoting their business, they're promoting that side of their social platforms. So that's why there are a lot of people going there, and people that are posting on those platforms and not on that type of videos get a lot of views. So I would advise you to use that right now if you can. Next question I see a lot is, hey, how much should I post on Instagram? As much as possible. If you post 1,000 times a day, great. If you do post 1 time a day, I would say it's acceptable at most. But less than that, I would at least recommend 2 times a day. A post on your grid, which means like on your feed. Stories, you should post an average of 6 to 8 times minimum per day. And of course, those ways of making content are different and have different purposes, but you should always go back to at least 1 post a day on your feed and 6 to 8 stories in your stories. That's the bare minimum I would recommend you to do. Next question I see a lot is, where is the best opportunity with Instagram right now? Well, I would say the opportunity that nobody is grabbing at the moment, or at least something that just came up, I would say that I got 2. Number one is like the opportunity of putting links into your stories. That wasn't available before, or at least you had to get to 10,000 followers in order to get that swipe up feature. But now you can post links in your stories, which is a great thing. So make sure you utilize that. I would say the second thing that people are sleeping on, the second opportunity, are highlights. You can basically put a story on the top of your profile, and it stays there for pretty much how long you want to stay. And what's interesting is that you can basically make some kind of a pitch, some kind of pitch presentation in there with slides and all that, and you can save it in there, and that's going to help you get continuous sales. So that's an interesting thing that I see a lot of people are not using, and it's working really well. So make sure that you are using that opportunity. Now, guys, if you find that valuable, if you find those tips valuable, make sure that you subscribe to the show, because, hey, we do this every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You wake up, you're like, oh, I gotta start my day. Best way to start your day is to start with great advice. So make sure that you stay tuned and you stay connected to the Marketing Commandos show. We do this every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and on Clubhouse. So if you just want to listen, you can jump in there as well. Let's go into the next section of today's episode, which are the 4 quick and easy ways to grow your Instagram. I got the 4 ways plus a bonus one, because you guys know, you know who I am. You know that I like to give you some gifts. So I'm going to share with you those 4 ways to grow quickly your Instagram. And after this, I'm going to share with you a bonus that's going to be able to 10x the results that I just shared with you, the 4 ways. Let's go into the first one. Post reels with trending sounds. I just talked about the fact that reels are really hot right now. Second thing that you should do as well is use trending sounds to boost those reels, because those little videos, short format videos, are bonded with the music that you put on them. So what's really interesting to do is that a trending sound will push the video that is bonded with it much more. So what you should do is actually make your research and search what are the trending sounds on reels on Instagram right now, and you basically put the sound, and you don't even have to put volume on it. You have an option of basically you just put the sound on the video and you put the sound to minimum, so you don't even hear the music that you just put it, but it has the music combined with it, so it's going to get the boost that the music will give it. So make sure that you use that if you want to get bonus views. and likes. Now, second thing I would recommend you guys to do is use stories to show the behind the scenes of what you're doing every day. That's an excellent way for people to connect with anybody, with businesses and individuals. I would recommend you guys to do that because yeah, people see that as like, how is it going to bring customers? Let me ask you a question. When is the last time that you bought from somebody that you didn't believe in or you thought was full of crap? Not really recently, I would say. So the thing is, stories actually help you to build that trust with your customers. When you show behind the scenes, what's happening, what you are doing with your day, people are looking at that. People will buy from people they believe in and they trust. So if you show, hey, what I'm doing today, I'm going to in the hills, I'm going like on a walk with my children, with my wife. Hey, people want to see that. People want to see that you're a real human, that you are doing activities that they can relate to. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he or she did that. So use stories because that's a huge opportunity that people are not using. Make sure that you use that to share the behind the scenes of what's happening in your life. Next thing that next ways that you guys can use in order to grow your business. Use your feed to share the highlights of yourself. And I put in parenthèse in French, multiple highlights of yourself. What does that mean? Well, you use your feed to share highlights of your life. But the thing is, if you only share highlights of a specific area, yes, you're going to get some results, but a better way to optimize this is to actually share other areas of your life. There is a method that basically is founded on the concept that you should take 5 interests that you're having, 5 interests, and then you basically alternate the kind of posts that you're doing. My 5 interests, for example, are marketing, so online marketing, business, entrepreneurship, motivation, and working out. So I'm going to post all those things in my account and make sure that I show people, hey, those are my interests. And what's interesting with that is because, social media is the top of your funnel. In that step, you basically try to get as wide as possible and get as many people in your funnel as possible. So what's interesting when you go and widen what you show to people and your interest that you got, you're going to have more people that will connect with you on a personal level. Let's say you got customers that really connects with only pure marketing, like teaching stuff and all that. That's great. You're going to connect with that customer. But let's say you're starting to post things that you are when you're working out, and you share like, hey, a great workout routine that you got. Still a marketing guy, but hey, you show just the workout routine you got. There are some people that will better connect with that kind of content. Still are your dream customers, but will better connect with that phase, that side of yourself. And those are going to be down the line your customers, but you got to make sure you connect with them on that level first. So widen the things that you are showing to the people on social media. That's going to help you to dramatically increase the top of your funnel, the quantity of the people that come in there. The fourth thing I want to talk to you guys about is that you got to post frequently. Whatever you are doing, wherever you are posting on Instagram or any platforms, you got to post frequently because there is a ton of content being uploaded every day, every second of every day. And you gotta make sure that you are being heard in that flood. You gotta make sure people know about you. And one of the best ways to do that is to focus on posting frequently, staying frequent and in high quantities. Now, you guys know that I like to share some bonuses. I told you in the beginning, and I'm going to share with you a special bonus that if you use that single bonus, you will be able to dramatically grow your business. That's specifically true for Instagram, Facebook, I would say TikTok as well, those kind of platforms. So listen to this. It's very valuable. The bonus tip is repost other people's content that is working already. And that's one of the tips that I got for you if you really want to get that ton of engagement, ton of reach. The best way to do that is not trying to create the perfect video. If you are, oftentimes people are not qualified to do that. It takes a lot of years of learning that craft to make sure that you know how to do that. But there are videos that are already working at the moment and that are already being reposted all the time. You see all those meme pages or theme pages, we call them. Basically, those are pages like wealth or entrepreneurship, facts, founder. So those kind of pages that don't really have a face for that brand, those guys are basically reposting the content that is already working. And one of the things I do is basically I look for content that I see multiple times. I'm subscribed to multiple pages like that. And I look out, and whenever I see like a piece of content that I see like 2-3 times on 2-3 different pages, I know that this is something that is working at the moment. So the thing is, hey, on social media, pretty much anybody can repost the content that there is. So you basically take that content, you of course tag the person that you got the piece of content from in the comments. So you make sure that you do things, you know, the right way, ethically, but you use a piece of content, and because it's proven to work at the moment, you're going to get some tremendous results. So make sure that you are using that. That's by far one of the biggest opportunities that you will be able to use whenever you want, actually. When Reels will not be the thing anymore, that thing will always be working, because it works on stories, it works on anything. You basically just replicate the kind of content that's working and posting it on your own. So it's already proven to work. Simple as that. If you guys like this and you want to see more of that, I got a quick, I would say, secret to share with you. I told that earlier in the show, but I'm creating a resource that's going to go specifically for the viewers of Marketing Commandos. That's going to be a resource that you will be able to use in order to apply exactly the things that I share every day, because I'm sharing with you the strategical view, the things that you can do in order to grow your business. But one of the biggest problem with that, I know, is that I share a ton of value, but people don't do shit with it. Let's be honest. You watch it, you feel, oh, that's cool, I learned something today, but a few hours later, did you actually apply the things that I share with you? And I know I'm biased of that too. I do this exact same thing. And so what I'm going to do is make sure that you guys follow the process, the exact specific process. So what I'm going to do is create additional resources on every day's framework that I create. I'm going to make a specific framework, tell you in details where to go, what to do exactly, so you can make sure that at the end of the day, you just apply the things in 10 minutes or less. That's going to be my goal. Make sure it's quick so you can do it every day. Make sure that in 10 minutes or less, you will be able to apply those things to your business so you can start getting the benefits from that as soon as possible. And it's going to be free, by the way. So make sure that you stay connected to the show, because I'm going to drop that thing. Is going to be huge. It's going to be a huge thing. Nobody ever did that. Nobody. And I'm going to be the one that provides us the most value in my space. Now let's go into the next section, which is actually going to be, guys, my framework. Just we're talking about framework, but this is going to be my framework for you guys on how every business can grow their Instagram fast in 2022. How can you guys do that? Well, I got a few steps, a framework that is proven to work, that you will be able to apply to your business right now and start seeing the results extremely quick. Step number one of this process, this framework, is that you should check out who are your dream customers and who are their following. So you know who is your dream customers. You know, okay, the people, the entrepreneurs I'm working with, if you're working with entrepreneurs, they follow those pages, they follow Tony Robbins, they follow Grant Cardone, they follow those guys. So, okay, identify what pages, Facebook groups, in the case of Instagram, profiles they are following. You identify those profiles, and then step number two, what you do is that you see what content works with them the best. So you go on those platforms, because those guys are the pioneers. You got to understand that they are driving the market. They understand the best what those customers like. So what you basically do, you go on those platforms, you go on those profiles, and you analyze what posts they are making that are working the best. Simply go onto their feed and you check out, okay, this one has 10,000 views and 3,000 likes. Okay, great. And then you say, oh wow, this one actually got 100K views and 10,000 likes. So I see this format is working better. What is it exactly about this is working? Then you make your analysis, you make your research on how, okay, why is that piece of content working better than the rest? So you do that, and then what you do, next step of the process, is that you model that content piece and post it on your profile. Make sure that you take notes on modeling. Modeling is not copying. Copying is illegal and is unethical. Modeling is basically, if they do a meme, you do a meme as well. If they do real videos talking about a specific topic, maybe you see, okay, inspirational videos with a quote on it actually works best. You model that thing. You don't say the exact same thing that the same guy did, with the same text and maybe the same image. You don't do that. What you do is basically you model that piece of content and just do the same things. As simple as that. And one last step of the process to make it work even better is that, oh, actually, I didn't do the right things on that step. Let me correct it. Because that wasn't the thing I wanted to write. Last step, number 4, is actually when you create that piece of content, when you look at what they're posting, you engage conversations and provide value to that audience. So let's say you go into Tony Robbins' profile and you're like, in a post that is working specifically well, what you're going to do as well as understanding, modeling what that post is about and why it works so well, is that you're going to go in the comments and you're going to provide value to that audience. You're going to spend 10 to 15 minutes a day going to the comments and actually providing real value and having real conversation, helping people out. And the more oriented on giving value and serving those people you're going to be, the higher the chances for them to actually be like, oh, this guy is great, I'm going to follow him back or check out what he's doing. But you got to be real. You have to make it with real intentions, not being like, hey, I want you to follow my page, and that's the only reason why I'm talking to you at the moment. So make sure that you're real with that and you're having true good intentions when you're doing this. And that's going to be the best way, the specific framework on how you guys can grow your Instagram extremely fast in 2022. And actually, not only in 2022, you can use that framework in 2023, 2024, 2025, 2060. Maybe Instagram is not going to be around anymore, but the principle that I just shared with you is applicable to every platform at every time, and it's always going to be working. So make sure that you stick to that process because it's going to work all the time. Did you guys like this? Did you guys like what I just shared with you? Well, if you do, make sure that you subscribe to the show on YouTube because we do this every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you got questions that you want to ask at the end of the show, hey, go on Clubhouse because Clubhouse is the place to be if you want to ask questions. At the end of the show, actually take some time to get your questions answered. You can go jump on stage, raise your hand, be like, hey, Gabe, I don't know about this. Can you give me more details about it? And I'm going to be like, hey, sure, man. What do you want to know about? So if you have any questions and you're on YouTube, make sure that you join the Clubhouse Room Marketing Commandos to ask your questions and get the answers. Let's go into the last step, the last section of today's episode. I know it's sad, but we got to end this to make sure that I can provide even more value for you guys. Now, let's go into the final thoughts, the thing that we can take out from today's episode. Number one thing we can take from today's episode is going to be the tactics are sexy, but the strategy leads to victory. Remember this all the time when you're doing your marketing strategy, because guys, I see a ton of people trying to make their business work around the tactic that is going to be working for a matter of weeks or maybe months. And that's a big mistake because a lot of people are dying because of this. So make sure that you set your business, your core strategy around things that will be working for the longest times and that have already been working for the longest times. And after that, you implement a bit, like you put a bit of magic on it, a bit of things that are working at the moment, but that shouldn't be the basis, your foundations of your marketing strategy and your business, by the way. Same thing applies. Let's go into the next one. Next one is going to be that quantity beats quality always. Why is that? Well, maybe you're going to tell me, but wait, Gabriel, if I actually know how to make a viral video, that doesn't apply. Yes, but how do you think those guys actually learned how to make those viral videos? Every time you look at Devin's super channel, that guy knows how to create videos that are engaging, that work every time. But how do you think he learned to do that skill? Well, he produced enough quantity to understand fast what is working, what does the market want, and what does people want to see. And from there, he simply makes sure that every time he puts 100% of his effort in one piece of content, but he knows so much on how it's going to work that it's a surefire shot. he knows exactly what results he's going to get. But you're going to be able to get to that level when you produce enough quantity first to get data. Let's go into the last thing we can take from today's episode, which is extremely important, I would say, is that you guys don't be scared to show who you are. That's actually one of the best ways to grow a huge and a following of raving fans, because people are not showing who they really are. They just show the side of their businesses, and oftentimes people want to see more about you. And when they want to see more about you, that's actually because they want to believe in you. They secretly we want to be led by somebody. And the thing is, when you show every side of who you are, you connect with a lot more people. Some people are on social media, on Instagram, for example, just for the great, like the great photos, the good looking photos. Some of them are only there for the inspirational quotes or the business tips, the business advices. And some of them are just like on here to look at good looking girls. Like, but the thing is, you got to pick multiple interests that you got, multiple things that you connect with, to show to people, hey, if you connect with that, I do as well. And that's going to help you grab a lot of more people to go into your profile, check it out, and connect with you and build a relationship with you. And that's extremely important if you want to build a long-lasting brand. Now, guys, that's everything for today's episode. If you guys did like it, make sure that you share it to the screen. Just make sure that you share it to the screen. Damn, my French is coming back at me, is attacking the English. I'm not able to speak to them. Make sure that you share the stream to somebody that wants to take his business to the next level. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to take questions on Clubhouse now. If you guys have any, make sure that you go into the Clubhouse for Marketing Commandos on Clubhouse so that you can ask your questions. I'm going to take a drink a bit because I'm thirsty. Always talking that much makes me thirsty. So if you're on Clubhouse and you have any questions, please raise your hands and I will put you on stage so you can get your questions answered. Okay, seems like I've been clear today. Seems like I've done a great job today. So guys, hey, make sure that you subscribe and you put notifications on for every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do the Marketing Commandos show and we talk about the best strategies, the best things that you can apply for your business every day. Yes, every day, even the weekend, every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys need to make sure that you stay connected to the YouTube channel and to the Clubhouse. All that said, I see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice one and be aggressive with your marketing. Let's go.